She was the model student, the golden child, the girl who never disobeyed her parents until one night, everything changed. On November 8, 2010, a terrified young woman called 911 from inside her home, whispering that intruders had broken in and shot her parents. Her mother was dead, her father, clinging to life, and Jennifer Pan. She was found tied to the staircase, sobbing, shaking, and seemingly traumatized. But investigators quickly discovered something that didn't sit right. Jennifer wasn't just a survivor, she was the mastermind. What unfolded next was a jaw-dropping story of strict parenting, double lives, secret boyfriends, and a murder-for-hire plot that would shock the world. And it all came from someone who was supposed to be perfect. This is the chilling case of Jennifer Pan, the girl who ordered her parents' murder. Act 1. The model daughter Jennifer Pan was born in 1986 in Markham, Ontario, Canada, the first child of Bich Ha and Han Pan, immigrants from Vietnam and China. Her parents were classic tiger parents, strict, demanding, obsessed with academic success. They had escaped war and hardship and rebuilt their lives from scratch in Canada. Han worked at Magna International, an auto parts manufacturer. Bich worked in the same industry. They were conservative, quiet, and hard-working. Jennifer was raised under constant pressure to succeed. No parties, no dating, no social life outside school and extracurriculars. She was expected to play piano, become a doctor or pharmacist, and uphold the family's honor. On the outside, Jennifer seemed to meet all those expectations. Honor roll student, figure skater, talented pianist, enrolled in university, but there was a secret no one, not even her closest friends, knew. Almost everything was a lie. Act 2. The double life. Jennifer had learned to lie young. At first, it was small things, forging grades on report cards to avoid punishment. But by high school, it had become a full-blown alternative identity. She wasn't the straightest student she claimed to be, she wasn't winning awards. She didn't graduate high school with honors, and yet her parents thought she was attending Ryerson University in Toronto, studying pharmacology. In reality, she never graduated from high school. So how did she pull it off? She created fake report cards, doctored acceptance letters, and even pretended to attend lectures by riding the bus downtown every day and hanging out at cafes or her boyfriend's place. She even convinced her parents she had a job at a hospital. She would leave the house dressed in scrubs and return late at night. In reality, she was working part-time in a restaurant and living in a web of lies so tangled she couldn't escape it anymore. Act 3. Daniel Wong. There was one person who knew the truth, Daniel Kai Kwong Wong, Jennifer's on-again, off-again boyfriend. They had met in high school and bonded over shared rebellion. Daniel wasn't exactly a bad boy, but he was far from what Han and Bich would have approved of. He smoked weed, he skipped school, he was carefree and emotionally attached, everything Jennifer's father hated. When Han found out about the relationship, he forbade Jennifer from seeing him. He took away her phone, her laptop, and threatened to disown her. She obeyed, on the surface, but she and Daniel continued to see each other in secret, texting, calling, even sneaking out, but something had changed. Jennifer wasn't content with just sneaking around anymore. She had lost control of her life, her lies were catching up, and in her mind, there was only one solution. Act 4. A deadly fantasy. According to court testimony, it was Jennifer who first floated the idea. What if my parents weren't around? In texts with Daniel, they began to fantasize about a future together, one free from her overbearing mother and father. Daniel, at the time, had moved on to another girl. Jennifer was desperate to win him back, so she made an offer that would change everything. She would pay someone to kill her parents. She had some money, she could get more, and Daniel. He knew people. Through his drug contacts, Daniel introduced Jennifer to a man named Lenford Crawford, also known as Homeboy, and another man named David Milvaganum. The plan was discussed over text. Jennifer would unlock the front door. The man would come in, make it look like a robbery, and kill her parents. And then, she'd inherit the family estate, live freely, and be with Daniel forever. Act 5. The night of the attack. November 8, 2010, a normal evening in the Penn household. Jennifer was home with her parents. Her younger brother Felix was away at university. Around 10:00 p.m., three men entered the home. Jennifer had unlocked the front door earlier that night. The men stormed in, two armed, one controlling Jennifer. They forced Bich and Han downstairs. Jennifer was taken upstairs and tied to the stair railing with a shoelace, just tight enough to look real. Downstairs, Han and Bich were forced to kneel in the living room. They were shot. Bich died instantly. Han was hit in the face, but somehow survived. The gunman fled. Jennifer, alone and trembling, dialed 911. Her call is chilling. Please hurry, I don't know what is happening. Someone broke in and they shot my mom and dad, she sobbed. She screamed, she sounded utterly terrified. Police arrived within minutes. They found Jennifer tied up, her mother, dead, her father, still breathing, barely. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Act 6. The investigation begins at first. Jennifer was treated as a victim. Her 911 call became a centerpiece. News stations covered her emotional performance. But detectives noticed something strange. Her bindings were too loose. The intruders left her alive, despite being eyewitness to a double murder. Nothing significant was stolen. It didn't make sense. Then came the turning point. Her father woke up, and what he told investigators changed everything. Act 7. Her father speaks against all odds. Hanpen survived. He spent several days in a coma and had suffered a shattered facial bone, broken neck bone, and permanent damage to one eye. But when he regained consciousness, he remembered everything, and what he said didn't match Jennifer's story. He recalled being dragged out of bed by armed men. He remembered them asking where the money was, and demanding that his daughter come with them. But most importantly, he saw Jennifer talking to the intruders, calmly, like she knew them. Police were already suspicious. Hannah's account confirmed it. Jennifer was not a victim. She was involved. Act 8. Cracks in the story. Detectives brought Jennifer in for questioning again. This time, they pushed harder. They asked her to walk through the night of the attack in exact detail. Timing, movements, sounds, everything. They watched how she spoke, how she cried, how she paused. And then they began interviewing her separately from the physical evidence timeline. They noticed inconsistencies. The front door showed no signs of forced entry. Jennifer claimed she was tied tightly, but managed to retrieve her phone and dial 911. She cried at the wrong times, sometimes when talking about herself, not her parents. Then came the biggest red flag. Jennifer had deleted all her text messages the day after the attack. But police recovered them, and found extensive conversations with Daniel Wong about planning the murder. They confronted her with the evidence. At first, Jennifer lied again. She claimed her father had abused her, that her parents were so controlling, she wanted to hire hitmen to kill her, not them. A twisted suicide by proxy, but detectives saw through it. The digital footprint was too strong. Finally, Jennifer broke down and confessed to orchestrating the entire crime. Act 9. Arrests and trial. By mid-2011, police had arrested Jennifer Penn, Daniel Wong, Lenford Crawford, and David Milvaganam. Later, a fifth man, Eric Carty, was also charged but declared unfit to stand trial due to medical issues. Jennifer was charged with first-degree murder, attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder. The trial began in 2014, nearly 4 years after the crime. It lasted 10 months. The courtroom was packed. Journalists, family members, and a stunned public. Prosecutors laid out a chilling digital trail. Texts with timestamps, cell tower pings, deleted messages, Google searches, Jennifer's own confession. They even played the 911 call for the jury. Not just to show what she said, but how she said it. Too calm, too focused, too wrong. The defense tried to paint Jennifer as an abused child, emotionally broken, mentally manipulated, and under severe parental pressure. But it wasn't enough. Act 10. Verdict and sentencing. In December 2014, the jury returned the verdict. Jennifer Penn, guilty of first-degree murder and attempted murder. Daniel Wong, Lenford Crawford, David Milvaganam, also guilty on all counts. All four were sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole for 25 years. Jennifer, who was 28 at the time of sentencing, will be eligible for parole at age 53 in 2039. Her case would go on to become one of Canada's most notorious crimes of the decade. Act 11. The psychology of Jennifer Penn. So what drove her to do it? Was it rebellion? Was it fear? Was it control? Psychologists and true crime analysts point to a unique cocktail of forces. Extreme authoritarian parenting. Jennifer lived under a microscope from birth. Her every move was judged. She was taught that love was conditional, earned only through achievement. A life of lies. The longer she faked her success, the more trapped she became. By the time she hit adulthood, she didn't know how to stop lying. A toxic attachment, her desperation to be with Daniel, who had already moved on, pushed her to extremes. The murder plot wasn't just about freedom, it was about winning him back. Lack of coping skills. Jennifer had no tools to navigate adulthood, no room to make mistakes, so when her life collapsed, she didn't ask for help. She engineered a catastrophe. Act 12. Public reaction and cultural shockwaves. The Jennifer Penn case sent shockwaves across North America, especially in Asian communities. It sparked massive conversations about tiger parenting, the cost of perfectionism, the psychological toll of strict cultural expectations. Was Jennifer simply a monster, or was she made Documentaries, podcasts, and psychology YouTubers began using her case to explore how control, shame, and emotional repression can manifest in devastating ways. It became a cautionary tale, not just about crime, but about family pressure and identity. Act 13. Chilling details you may have missed. As the story unfolded, the internet became obsessed with the tiny disturbing clues. Her fake university documents were so well made, even her brother believed them. She practiced crying in the mirror before her 911 call, learned from crime shows. She told police she called in TC because her glasses were in her bedroom, but she was wearing them during the call. She said the intruders spoke softly and didn't swear, as if she was protecting them. When police stepped out of the interrogation room, she sat calmly and fixed her hair. There was no remorse, no fear of consequence, just a girl adjusting her appearance. Act 14. Where are they now? Jennifer Penn is currently serving her life sentence in a Canadian women's prison. She has filed multiple appeals, all denied so far. Daniel Wong and the two other men are also serving life without parole until at least 2039. Han Penn, Jennifer's father, survived, but his life was shattered. He was permanently disabled, lost his wife, and is estranged from his only daughter. In his victim impact statement, he said, "I hope my daughter thinks about what happened every day and how she has destroyed our family." Outro. The perfect lie. Jennifer Penn wanted freedom, she wanted love, she wanted control. And she thought murder was the answer, but instead of escaping her cage, she built herself a prison. Now, she lives in a concrete box, a world even smaller than the one her parents tried to protect her in. In the end, she didn't just lie to them, she lied to everyone. And worst of all, she lied to herself. This was the story of Jennifer Penn, the girl who ordered her parents' murder.